Thanks for joining us on the weekend edition of National Focus. I'm Jarna Hector. Coming up, the Ministry of Health gets $52.1 million and more members of Parliament share their thoughts on the 2015-2016 national budget. Details of our headline stories and others after this.
Black Sikatoka se yo maladi ki ka affecte feuille figue epi banane. Maladi sa la ke weste a lese feuille la apre ou tiwe yo hod plan la. Pa seve feuille figue epi banane ko cushion le ou ka mene dawe la place ebi lot pays. Pa chaye feuille figue epi banane tout partout. Sa ke détruit figue epi banane a pays la. A nou vini asam pou nou protéger dawe pays nou. Department Agriculture.
Thanks for staying with us. The Ministry of Health and the Environment has been allocated $52.1 million for this financial year. According to the Honorable Finance Minister, Roosevelt Skerrit, the largest amount of the capital sum goes towards the construction of the new PMH.
The government of Dominica, in partnership with the government of the Republic of Cuba, has embarked on a program by which a number of medical doctors will be trained in various specialty areas. Commencing September 2015, 4 medical doctors will pursue specialty training, 1 each in cardiology, urology, geriatrics, and intensive care. These officers are expected to complete the course of study by 2019. By January 2016, 5 Dominican medical doctors will have completed training in specialty areas as follows: 2 officers in internal medicine and 1 in infectious and tropical diseases, orthopedics, and traumatology and pediatrics. By June 2016, 1 officer will complete training in hematology and medical oncology.
He added that during the financial year, preliminary work will be done towards the construction of the new Marigot Hospital. Meanwhile, the rehabilitation of the Regional Armor Hospital at Portsmouth will continue. A new health center will be built in Vacas and some work will be undertaken on the Newtown Health Center. Repairs to other health centers will be undertaken where necessary, with allocation made available for that purpose in the recurrent budget. The new National Hospital will be fully equipped with state-of-the-art equipment, some of which will be provided during construction. Additional equipment will be made available to the primary healthcare facilities to broaden the range of services available at that level. In other news, the Organization of American States, the OAS, is contributing to employment generation and is safeguarding the livelihoods of Dominicans. Over the past year, the organization implemented a project targeting craftsmen to enhance the quality of their products. OAS Representative Dennis Moses says the organization is committed to continuing its partnership with Dominica.
The project Craft Enhancement and Business Planning Training to support human capacity building in the public and private sectors included training in improving the quality and range of craft products offered in the marketplace and rendering craft enterprises viable. The OAS made a contribution of around 118,000 EC dollars to the implementation of this 2-year project. Good ground has been covered and most of the resources allocated to this project have already been disbursed. The participation of the Organization of American States in these programs is consistent with mandates entrusted to us by our member states and operates within resources provided by our membership.
The most recent project funded by the organization is a productive employment project geared at reducing poverty and unemployment and increasing the quality and quantity of agricultural produce. The $130,000 project was launched on Wednesday, July 29th. In more news, Senator the Honorable Jaiziah Benoit has expressed confidence in the new budget presented by the Honorable Finance Minister Roosevelt Skerrit last week. The young senator is particularly impressed with the investment that will go towards educating the nation's youth. In his presentation in support of the 2015-2016 budget, Senator Benoit highlighted a number of projects undertaken in the Roseau South constituency. These include road and housing developments, upgrades to playing fields, and small business development. He said overall the budget builds on the gains which the Dominica Labour Party administration has made over the years and creates a clear pathway for the future.
I think the budget is really keeping it real with the Dominican public by addressing squarely the issue of access for education for all. Then of course focusing on a very comprehensive health framework within the country. Of course we're going to see a national hospital being built, and then we're going to see work on several health centers within the community level, including Newtown. So for its programmatic vision, I'm very, very much in support of this budget. Also at the constituency level in Roseau South, we can see a number of projects that are going to be implemented throughout the constituency, from community to community. In particular, Newtown will see the construction of the school completed. In Emsall, we see ongoing works in terms of road improvement and housing improvement. Likewise in Silver Lake and Bath Estate. So I think the government is delivering solidly to the people of Roseau South, and I look forward to see the programs unravel during this fiscal year.
He is particularly pleased with a new $40,000 initiative towards small business development for the young people of the Roseau South area.
The Roseau South Youth Enterprise Foundation is again a homegrown solution. It's a grassroots solution whereby young persons from the constituency came together, seeing the need for them to pool their ideas together and approach the government in a responsible way, as we have been articulating. And so they professionally approached the Minister of Constituency Empowerment and were successful in obtaining a $40,000 grant, which they among themselves understood how to use these scarce resources to give out 10 project grants, and today all of these businesses are still functional, and these young persons have created meaningful employment for themselves as well as some of their peers. We can speak of establishments such as the Core Fitness Gym, Cafes Meals on Wheels, Jackie's Steam Fish, and these are community homegrown businesses which we want to continue supporting.
The Honorable Minister for Tourism and Urban Renewal, Senator Robert Tong, has big plans for tourism on the island. In his presentation in support of the 2015-2016 national budget earlier this week, Senator Tong said, contrary to what some might believe, the tourism industry is growing. He says the island is gaining momentum in stayover arrivals. The tourism minister says connecting with the private sector as a means of receiving feedback to draft plans for the industry has proven to be beneficial. Moving forward, the plan of the ministry is to reposition Dominica on the market by reinforcing the brand of the destination and revisiting the country's marketing strategy for the industry. The tourism minister is also very impressed with the 2015-2016 budget. He says the next move is to set priorities.
It's a great budget. The most important thing to me is to ensure that we all as the ministers implement the important and priority areas that are in there. And that is why even from my from the ministry's the Ministry of Tourism's budget, what we've done is to create a list of all the priority areas. Obviously we would have loved everything else, but again you have to work within what you have. And then to single what is most critical and ensure that you get these done within a reasonable time.
You're watching National Focus. Still to come, Senator Miriam Blanchard responds to criticism of Dominica's economic performance, and the Golden Drum awardees for 2015 have been announced. Stay with us.
Dominica is blessed with an abundance of water, but getting it to your home is an expensive venture. You have a responsibility to conserve water, to use it wisely. Remember the old adage, you never miss the water till the well runs dry. Think water, think life.
Welcome back. The Honorable Minister for Sports, Youth, Culture and Constituency Empowerment, Justina Charles, says she is in full support of the 2015-2016 national budget plans described for her ministry. Honorable Charles believes that the funds allocated to her ministry, especially sports, are well deserved since sports plays a significant role in the development of the nation's citizens.
We recognize that in sports, quite a bit of money was allocated towards sports development. We as a government recognizes the importance of sports in the development of the country, in transforming the lives of our people, in terms of tourism development, in terms of economic development in the country. We recognize the important role that sports can play, and so I would want to think that is why we can appreciate the amount of money that is going to be spent in sports in the next year.
She described some of the upcoming projects as it relates to sports development.
We will see movement, as I said, in the lighting of the playing fields. We have 24 playing fields to be lit. 20 of them will be new and 4 of them will be enhanced. So definitely we will be seeing that, and that is definitely to promote more evening and night activities, because we are aware that some of our people are engaged during the day and find very little time to engage themselves in physical activity. And so with the fields being lighted, we expect people to be able to go out there in the night to do some physical activities and engage in physical activities. And we can have night games where, you know, people can be competitive in various areas of sports. Now, we also see in the financial year, we will be looking at continuing work on the indoor sports facility. We've started some of the preparatory work, and so we'll be working on that feverishly to ensure that we can see full implementation of the project.
The Honorable Sports Minister revealed that the draft design for the sports facility in Stock Farm has already been submitted to the proposed developer. The Ministry of Sports has since written to the funding partners and is awaiting response. Minister Charles reports that playing fields across the island will get some attention. She also commented on the development plans for the proposed Roseau Sports facility.
The Roseau Sports facility, we will be seeing work commencing, and as I said, the work that is expected to be done is close to $3 million. But hopefully we should see commencement of work, because they are different. We definitely would have to do it in phases, because we recognize that we must do the retaining wall before we can even begin to level and do the excavation and leveling and grassing, and we want to do proper drainage, almost compatible to what is at the Windsor Park Stadium. So definitely there's a lot of work. We have the hard court to include on that. We have seating accommodation, we have washroom accommodation, you know, and the multipurpose hard court. So there are quite a few areas, things to be done in the Roseau Recreation facility. So definitely we will be seeing, that is one of the areas that definitely will be seeing more movement.
According to the National Budget Address, a major project to light playing fields around the island will be undertaken. 20 playing fields will be lit for the first time, while the lighting at 4 others will be improved. In keeping with government's policy to encourage the use of renewable energy, the new lighting systems will utilize solar energy and LED bulbs. Honorable Ian Pinard, Minister for Public Works and Parliamentary Representative for the Soufriere constituency, in support of the 2015-2016 national budget, listed a number of developments which has taken place on the island in recent times. He said government spends in excess of $53 million annually for the maintenance of roads and bridges, and has also spent in excess of $100 million on climate change response. $33 million was allocated in the 2015-2016 budget for continuing rehabilitation works and the upgrades of all roads along the east and southeast coast of the island. In his presentation, Honorable Pinard called the Prime Minister's budget a budget for the times.
It's really a realistic budget. It's a budget where ordinary Dominicans can understand and know what is happening in this country and the management of the affairs of this country. And Prime Minister Skerrit did an excellent presentation of this budget. And this government continue again to manage this country in a responsible manner. And that's why this basically the theme of keeping it real is coming in this budget. So I think that the next financial year you'll see a lot of projects being implemented, especially the project that we highlighted during the financial year. So we expect a lot of great things during the 2015-2016 financial year.
Speaking on behalf of his constituency, the Soufriere constituency, the MP said major improvements have taken place in the communities of Soufriere, Galliot, Scots Head and Point Michel. This includes a recent upgrade to the Scots Head Primary School playing field, water tanks for Union Estate and Scots Head, the engagement of over 100 persons in the NEP program, and the most recent initiative, the Fishers program. The parliamentary representative has more plans for his constituency. His priority is to develop the human resource to bring sustainable employment.
I want to really concentrate a lot on the human aspect in terms of the human resource of the constituency. And that's why I keep having meetings for young people and talk to them, let them know the opportunities that are available. Because at the end of the day, when you have our young people molded and they go to school, they get a good education, at the end of the day, they'll be successful. And that's what I'm trying to get them to understand. And I think so far it's working. We've had meetings with them once a month in the constituency in Point Michel, Soufrière, Scottsdale, and Gallia, and highlighting some of the programs that we have available. Because sometimes, it's not all about infrastructure, although you have to do the infrastructure, and we are doing it in the constituency. But now I want to concentrate on the human aspect. I want to concentrate on employment, and sustainable employment, especially using the Soufrière, Scottsdale Marine Reserve. And that's why I want to introduce the Fishers program, which is going to create sustainable jobs for 8 persons and 8 families. And then we want to look at the marine reserve in terms of how can we use it or how can we benefit more from the Soufrière Scottsdale Marine Reserve.
The Sulphur Spring and the Petite Colibri and Soufrière Hotel developments, as well as an ongoing hospitality training program for the youth in his constituency, have also been earmarked to bring development to the area. Honorable Senator Miriam Blanchard has expressed her opinion that the 2015-2016 national budget is sheer genius. Senator Blanchard is Minister of State in the Prime Minister's office, responsible for project planning and implementation.
Keen students of politics and economics would have been intrigued by the approach adopted by the Minister of Finance in setting forth his policies and programs for the year ahead. These are very challenging times, Madam Speaker, and I cringed when it was insinuated that somehow, miraculously, Dominica could divorce itself from what was going on in the rest of the world and carve a particular niche for itself, unrelated to the reality of what is around us in the ECCU, the Eastern Caribbean Currency Union, and the wider Caribbean and the world. Indeed, when I heard of this inference, I reflected on the sheer genius of the Honorable Prime Minister in crafting the theme for this year's budget, keeping it real.
She went further to state that the $500 million budget is crafted in a way which demands that Dominica understands its place in the global economic environment. This is why Honorable Blanchard, an economist, is satisfied that the budget takes steps to make greater use of Dominica's resources for revenue generation.
Dominica does not have an abundance of natural resources. We are not in a position to dig wells and extract oil, minerals, or precious metals. As a result, we must therefore look inward more than any other Caribbean country in terms of food supply and revenue generation. We may not rely heavily on the European and North American markets for tourists, for our survival like some of our other neighbors, but it is from those same countries and beyond that we look for investment, for indirect investment, grants, and concessional financing.
Important to note, she says, is that Dominica cannot avoid the adverse impact when much larger economies suffer damage. Also in her statement to Parliament, Senator Miriam Blanchard strongly opposed suggestions that Dominica's economy is the worst in the Eastern Caribbean Currency Union. She responded in this way.
I tried to keep it real as an economist. I consulted the website of the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, and I wish to share with this Honorable House the data that was presented on the website. The impact of the global recession was evident based on the statistics in the Eastern Caribbean Currency Union from 2009. A review of the statistics show that on average, the regional economy contracted by 3% between 2009 and 2011, while our local economy grew by 0.3%. We saw a decline. Here it is, we're seeing a decline of 3% in the currency union as a whole, while we, albeit marginal, realize real growth. What is happening here clearly is most of the larger economies in the ECCU are primarily driven by tourist arrivals and the impact of tourism on the overall economy, as well as foreign direct investment in the tourism industry. So clearly, the impact on those economies is going to be more direct than ours. Not to say that it's not going to impact on us at all.
She relayed that while many ECCU neighbors had to deal with consecutive years of decline, Dominica's data reports only 1 year of decline.
I knew how Dominica was perceived and where it was positioned back in 2000 when this Labour administration assumed office. I knew how it was to travel throughout the Caribbean And here Dominica still being likened to the only country in the Caribbean that Christopher Columbus would recognize were he to visit the region today. I knew how it was then, and I know how it is now. I know of Dominicans with certain health challenges, Mr. Speaker, living in neighboring countries who come home to Dominica for health care because it's more affordable and of a higher standard today. So I take serious offense when I come into this parliament and hear people speaking of us as a failed state. I knew of the Dominica that was, and I know of the Dominica that is today. So I do not buy into the notion that this is a poor brother of the Caribbean. I do not accept that Dominica is doing any worse than all of the other countries in the Caribbean. This is not what I see. This is not what I hear. This is not what the data says to us.
Senator Blanchard has spent more than 18 years working as an economist, including at the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank and the International Monetary Fund. She has also worked with teams dedicated to the stabilization efforts of sister countries. She insists that Dominica's economy is doing as well as any other regional country and better than some. On Thursday, staff of the United States Navy ship Comfort Continuing Promise 2015 reached out to the children at Roseau Public Library. Dozens of children who are participating in the public library's summer health program were engaged by the USNS staff in several different and exciting activities, all related to health. GIS News spoke with coordinator of this event, U.S. Navy Lieutenant Commander Chaplain J. Kirsten.
This morning we have a couple of different areas. We're going to be teaching general hygiene, dental hygiene, and then general nutrition. And of course we also have time with the sailors reading with the kids, the younger ones really. And then at about an hour from now, the band is going to come so that we can just socialize and have some fun.
This class is learning about dental hygiene.
I have asked every single patient I've seen in Dominica, and none of them have said that they smoke. So that makes me feel good. I'm glad that everybody here knows that smoking is not something you want to do. Don't ever even think about it. Tobacco in any form is bad for your mouth. I'm not even talking about your lungs, which it can cause lung cancer, but it's not good.
Chaplain Kirsten is pleased that their efforts to reach out to communities in Dominica are so far being appreciated.
We have been received by the Dominicans amazingly, very gregarious, and it's been a fun time so far. You received with us open arms, and when we sort of said this is the type of things that we can do, you've really opened up yourselves and said, you know, we'll cooperate with everything, and you've given us the opportunity to sort of spread our own wings and show how we can help out our neighbors. So it's been a tremendous experience.
These activities have impacted Tay Theodore, who wants to be a scientist.
This morning I learned that there will be many goals and obstacles in your life, but you can only achieve one, and you have to strive hard to achieve that one goal that you want to make your life beautiful.
The National Cultural Council and the Division of Culture have announced the recipients of the Golden Drum Awards and Special Recognition Awards for 2015. Now in its 33rd year, the annual event promises to be grand, with awardees treated to red carpet entry at the Arawak House of Culture on Saturday evening. Addressing the official media launch last Wednesday, member of the National Cultural Council, Charlene White Christian, says this year the council aimed to switch things up.
We have decided to improve somewhat on the ceremony, and we have decided to create a red carpet event. Now we are going to have the event at the Arawak House of Culture, which we hope will be transformed to that. So we will have a photo center for our awardees at the foyer of the Arawak House of Culture. So we'll set up that foyer with a beautiful backdrop, and we are inviting the media to be there from at least 6:30 to 7:30 so they could have photos of the awardees when they are coming to the Arawak. So we'll have our red carpet at that time, and we really want to have a little Oscar feel.
This year's Golden Drum awardees are Jerry Coppell, Hans Francis, Gerard Langley, Costume Builders Mass Camp, Creative Dynamics, and the Tradibel Cultural Group. The Golden Drum Award, Dominica's top cultural award instituted in 1982, is issued to individuals, groups, or institutions that have made outstanding contributions to the development of art and culture spanning at least 20 years. The Special Recognition Award is issued to those who have made special contributions in culture over a period of time, generally between 10 and 20 years, and to those who have achieved notable successes in a particular field of arts and culture. Orlando Coffey, Patricia Coffey, Thomas Defoe, Bella Leatham, Tasha Peltier, Melanie Timothy are this year's Special Recognition awardees. Additionally, a new initiative for this year's ceremony will be a cocktail for the awardees and invited guests. And that's the English news. McPherson St.Luce is next with the Creole highlights.
Alors tout le monde, bienvenue à cette nouvelle en créole. Non moins c'est McPherson St.Luce. Premièrement, OES Caillon font encore venir devant assister Dominique. Organisation là venir devant où là fait contribution l'argent que le gouvernement a servi pour le développement en secteur agricole pays. Ministère pour le développement économique, Honorable Dr. John Colin McIntyre, a adressé une cérémonie qui prend place pour te si agouement sala, plus bonnet semaine sala.
Ça nous fait un papier, nous fait un agreement et puis OES avec un projet, ça nous a parlé de c'est un programme qui est Productive Employment. Ça c'est pour faire mon taper un travail mais productif, vous savez. So, ça c'est le gouvernement qui a toujours parlé comme si place à Dominique, village de Dominique qui est pauvre, avec ça nous a fait pour mettre projet ça à ces villages là qui a un petit problème comme ça. C'est en qualité un projet qui a gardé côté agriculture, avec qui a gardé côté pour quelqu'un qui est farmer school, farmer field school, ça y a fait mon apprendre comment pour faire qualité différentes qualités d'habiter en agriculture. Avec ça nous a parlé côté là, toute agriculture Dominique nous a servi un thé pour faire ces bails ça, mais nous a aussi comme si nous a fait un primaire, pas primaire mais différentes qualités agriculture Dominique nous a servi c'est hydroponics.
Quand même si le ministre McIntyre, village à Sinof Ispea Katagite.
Avec nous, on fait mon apprendre, femmes qui sont bien intéressées depuis ça pour apprendre comment nous faire ces bails ça et puis farmer school, field school. Et bien nous avons gardé quand on train 50 farmers, c'est bité comme ça. Now nous à place Dominique nous avons target comme si des projets ça nous qui couvrir à place comme c'est Penville, Pierre-Bouche, Calibichi, Woodfordale, c'est Northeast, en place comme ça, Northeast. Avec ça nous avons gardé à Dominique n'importe fois où GDP a monté, comme si des agriculture toujours there, avec ces agriculture hot ces places comme ça, il y a ça place qui roule à Dominique. C'est là ces places qui a monté, comme si des a fait un bon travail et puis agriculture platé, il a levé produits pour vendre pour monde. GDP, l'économie Dominique a toujours poussé. So pour ça, nous avons gardé nous avons poussé ça.
En la nouvelle, 12 Dominicains ont tapé l'opportunité pour étudier en People's Republic of China. En cérémonie pour place mercredi, on laisse les étudiants là recevoir des documents pour voyager People's Republic of China. Ministère de l'Éducation, Honorable Peter Saint-Jean, bien plaisir pour assistance là au People's Republic of China.
Tous les années, depuis 2004, nous établi relation avec pays chinois. À l'aile ça, nous toujours ni yon des peuples dominicains, jeunes dominicains qui ont quitté ici et qui sont partis pour place chinoise. Puisque nous avons une relation là, tous les années, nous avons entre 4 et l'année ça là, ou 10 scholarships. L'année ça là, nous avons une douzaine scholarships. So, une douzaine de jeunes dominicains qui quittent ici et partis pour place chinoise. Là, ils ont éduqué en différents sujets. Et ils ont retourné pour aider pour bâtir Dominique. Ça pour nous, en ministre de l'Éducation et comme gouvernement, sont grand bitin puisque nous avons plus fort bitin nous ça fait pour développer place nous, c'est pour développer ces jeunes gens là. Et nous voulons remercier l'ambassade là et aussi pays chinois pour privilège là yo kabaj moun Dominique, peuple Dominique pour éduquer koyo en plan chinois pour vivre et développer Dominique.
En la nouvelle, travail consultancy pour Chiming Road la you ka passe Hillsborough ka pon place l'année financière cela. Parole cela sorti au Parlement pour St. Joseph, honorable Kelvin Darrow.
C'est un projet qui fait plus nous tenir un désastre en 2011 et puis le gouvernement était ici qui a un CDB $30 million. Mais actuel travail là il pas commencer. Ça nous a fait nous complète ça nous a dit qui est en consultancy et puis en budget ça là nous ni en $3.5 million pour commencer ça et pour commencer ça nous a qui Hurricane Community Shelter. Mais nous a dit merci pour Road Government People's Republic China plus you can contribute en poids en place York Valley là. Et puis, ça c'est un gift, et puis nous avons merci pour eux. Mais c'est un projet que nous avons rendu tout chemin là, River Wall là, nous avons mis yo, et puis nous avons fait chemin là, garder bon encore. Hillsborough Bridge, toute place, la vallée, il a fini pour casser. So c'est un gros projet, et puis nous avons commencé financial ça là. Puis il besoin, c'est un projet que nous avons besoin. Puis ces femmes là, c'est mon qui aller en tourisme, ils ont besoin de chimer ça là. Et merci pour le ministère Skerrit pour chimer ça là.
Messieurs, mesdames, ça c'est tout pour nouvelles en créole pour à présent. Non moins c'est McPherson St.Luce. Ni un bon week-end. Au revoir.
Coming up next, Honey and Cinnamon, the dynamic duo.
You're watching GIS.
People of many cultures have been using honey and cinnamon to treat many different health situations for centuries. Folk wisdom still retains knowledge of the healing properties of both raw honey and cinnamon. Use the two for arthritis, high cholesterol, colds, upset stomach, gas, acne, and a host of other ailments. And that's all for this edition of National Focus. We always welcome your suggestions and comments. Drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm or visit our website news.gov.dm. Like our Facebook page, facebook.com/GIS News Dominica, and follow our Twitter at GIS Dominica. You can also catch up on past National Focus newscasts on our GIS Dominica YouTube channel. From all of us here on the GIS News production team, I'm Jarna Hector. Thanks for watching and have a great weekend.